Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, we have some interesting stuff to go over today. There was a lot more I was going to get to, but unfortunately things came up and I was not able to get to it. But as predicted, there is already let's just say, protests happening. Now, they haven't turned to riots as of yet. This was on November 7th of today, so that's what we have here. But it's a good decent amount of them, and we kind of predicted this before. Now, this happened on November 6th, yesterday, so give or take. The article is from the day. The actual capture of the video was yesterday, so that's what we have here. And it's no really surprise. And then we have some information with AOC really contradicting herself and not understanding what she really said prior, but that's just part of the course with the Democratic Party. So what we have here is simple. We have this. Far leftist activists protest a Chicago's Trump Tower, Chicago, to end the Trump era and stop white supremacy. Which is funny because these people are the ones of white supremacy and they're all idiots. But I digress. So this is what's going on here. So this is an actual group of people protesting, and as I said, it hasn't turned into riots. And we'll see what's more to come, because I have heard news or information that there is a potential happening that's going to happen during the weekend, so we'll see what happens on Saturday. It could be Friday, but I've been hearing some reports, some people are saying it's on Saturday, so we'll see what happens. And then we also have to prepare for the inauguration, because that is going to lead into that as well, which I'm going to assume is going to be a lot worse on the inauguration, but we'll see how time tells us. Of course, we have this here. Donald Trump protests break out in several cities, fascist clown, and these are what's going on here. We're going to show you all the information going on. So, this was on November 6th. This is from Nick saying, alert, we are seeing a massive riot break out in Chicago, threatening the democracy that elected Donald Trump back into the White House. Now, again, I want people to try to understand the difference between a riot and an actual protest. Now, as of right now, from what we're seeing here, this is not a riot. This is just a protest, as you can see. So, we have this here. Soros-backed agitators won't start the violent riots until after the inauguration. The fact is that the Biden-Harris regime would be blamed for any response. They want Trump to get blamed for his fascist response to their violent riots in January 6th is D-Day. So that's what they're kind of saying here. I think it's going to start regardless. So Trump, hear us loud and clear. Refugees are welcome here. Don't give in to fascist fear. Immigrants are welcome here. And this is not what they're doing here. So that's kind of what's going on here. I'm going to show you the big part, but I want to actually get from, a bit more, just a bit better. So this is from Raw Alerts. This is kind of just saying about this as well. So this is the massive protest that's been ongoing.
Donald Trump, you will see! Donald Trump, you will see! Racist, sexist, anti-gay! Donald Trump, go away! Racist, sexist, anti-gay! Donald Trump, go away!
So, this is what we call insurrectionists, right? I mean, this is what you would call an insurrection if this is ongoing. Now, granted, this inauguration hasn't started, so, there's that, but we can kind of say this could be called an insurrection. But, we'll see what happens on inauguration, right? And, this is what's ongoing here. This is, kind of funny, don't you think? Yeah, what we have here is, them doing protests. Now, the reason why I didn't want to show you this guy specifically, because I just would rather I trust Raw Alerts a bit more, but that's beside the point. We have Nick here pretty much saying it's a riot, and it's not a it's not a riot. Nick's saying it's a riot. It's not a riot. It's an actual protest. There's a difference. Riots is breaking, hurting people, destroying stuff. Protests are, well, it's what this is, essentially. I mean, they're protesting, but it's not a riot. Now, people get things wrong when they're talking about a riot. So that's what we have here. And we're going to go to AOC, right? We're going to go to the great AOC. Because she's really being a hypocrite in a lot of regards here. So this is from Mark K saying, AOC is afraid that Trump will send her and other political adversaries to jail. Calm down, lady. You're not on like page 7 of that list. You have time. So this is something that she's going out to say, and we're gonna go together, I guess. Prepare.
We are about to enter a political period that will have consequences for the rest of our lives. We cannot give up. We now find ourselves in a time in history that has precedent, and we find ourselves, I believe, in a time where there are, let's say, peers in history of mass movements of people that mobilize to protect one another in times of fascism and authoritarianism. And this is the era that we are poised to enter. Donald Trump has talked about turning the military on U.S. citizens that he deems his domestic political enemies.
Okay, so let me correct AOC here real quick. That is not what Donald Trump said. Now, what Donald Trump is talking about here is that he wants to use the military against people that are rioting in the streets and causing an insurrection. That is what Donald Trump said. He did not say that he was going to turn it on actual American citizens or what have you. It's for people to stop the riots. Just take a look at this.
On election day?
No, I don't think so. Not from the side that votes for Trump.
But I'm just wondering if these outside agitators will start up on election day. Let's say you win. I mean, let's remember, you've got 50,000 Chinese nationals in this country in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
You have people on the terrorist watch list, 350 in the last couple of years. You got, like you said, 13,000 murderers and 15,000 rapists.
Right.
What are you expecting?
I think the bigger problem is the enemy from within, not even the people that have come in and destroying our country. By the way, totally destroying our country. The towns, the villages, they're being inundated. But I don't think they're the problem in terms of election day. I think the bigger problem are the people from within. We have some very bad people. We have some sick people, radical left lunatics. And I think they're and it should be very easily handled by, if necessary, by National Guard, or if really necessary, by the military. Because they can't let that happen.
Yeah, there you have it. The specific question that he was being asked was that, what are you going to do on election day on the protection of it? Because if you get elected, what's going to happen? He's going to use the military or the National Guard to deal with any of the protests or riots that have been going on, because the far leftists are insane. That's what he was pretty much talking about. So we have that here. So this is, again, AOC lying.
Authoritarians and people that he affiliates closely with and strongmen abroad in regimes like that, it is not uncommon to jail political dissidents or legislative opponents. This is the world that we very realistically may be entering.
And here's one thing we have to say to AOC here, right? One thing we have to kind of make perfectly clear. So remember that she says that, right? Well, what we have here is that AOC others pushing for an apparent blacklist of people who worked with Trump. So, and again, this from the New York Post. AOC and co. loathsome plan to keep lists of pro-Trumpies. And of course, this is what AOC says, that is anyone archiving these Trump psychopaths who, for when they try to downplay or deny the credibility in the future, I foresee decent probability of many deleted tweets, writings, photos in the future. So again, she's wanted to keep a list of Republicans or people that voted for Trump, etc., or the side of Trump. So AOC, you've already done this already. Yeah, she has here during Linder. She was the one who talked about putting conservatives on a list. So yeah, again, these people are absolutely insane. So what we have here is that we have protests that are happening and all that great stuff, and it ain't looking too good. And as you can see here, it's getting quite dark behind me. And if you can't see my face, I apologize. I have this bright light that's blinding me right now. But yeah, that is what's going on. That is everything that's going on with AOC and etc. And it's quite insane. So, yeah, guys, the protests are already happening. We'll see what goes on later on. There's a lot more other stuff happening where also Trump just put on his chief of staff, which is Susie Wiles. That's crazy. So we'll see what's going on there. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. This is algorithmic disease, the social media.